Hi there, Steve here from Stamford Skiing. I'm on the Petitfontaine lift. I've just got on it. You can see Mont Joli over there, which is the highest point in on the Megève ski domain. And looking around further, you've got Côte 2000 and so on. But this is one of the main pistes the Petitfontaine run on the way down from the top down Rochebrune. As usual, we'll start with a bit of a roundup from last week. As promised by the weather gods, the temperatures dropped. As with it, we managed to get some snow, which was fantastic. That was Wednesday morning that we had the best stuff. We had between 10 and 20 centimetres. So yeah, 10 at the bottom, 20 towards the top. Topped things up a bit, gave us a little bit of stuff to play in, which was made it really pleasant. Even down in the village, we had just a covering, which obviously just helps things look that little bit more wintry and more like a ski resort in the beautiful village. I think I included this picture last week. Talked about the fields being green in places, but the piste being generally in great shape. That snow changed things up a bit, gave us a good cover in. This one, this is a view from the same place as the green picture. As you can see, things are sort of back to normal again, really, for how it was last week, with a bit more green behind us. But you know, the piste, as you can see all the way up here, the piste have been good. I think one of the great things about knowing the mountains is you can just find the little bits, and you know the little bits where people tend not to ski. So we managed to go down here. It was mid-morning, you know, people have been down, but it wasn't totally cut up and clumpy and so on. So we ended up with some brilliant runs in a fresh snow. When we look at next week, it's going to be dry and clear again. Temperatures are going to be above zero, so not too warm by the look of things, maybe up to 8 degrees on some days. But then in the evenings, it's going to drop all the way back down below zero again. So that should hopefully give the piste a little bit of time to recover. I think the nice thing really is that the French holidays are coming to an end. We've just got the local groups now. It's the last week of it, so it's going to be there's going to be half the numbers of people on the piste. You can see now, what time are we on? It's just after 10:15, something like that. And it's, the pistes are not particularly busy at all. The lifts are pretty empty. So already we're starting to get back to that beautiful empty slopes of Megève that we love. When the traffic on the slopes drops off, that means obviously the pistes are not getting beaten up and they're not getting polished as much. So it just means that they last an awful lot longer. I think we're going to lose some of the snow that's just at the sides, the stuff that's been skied out. We'll probably end up losing a bit of that. They use that to recover the slopes a bit and push it back onto the slopes so that the actual pistes themselves last a little bit longer. I think one of the good things is when it gets a little bit thinner in Megève, it's we're on a kind of pasture land almost. We're not really on a rocky base. So that means if it gets thinner and wears through, you're not wrecking your skis all the time by hitting those little rocks or little sharks or any of those sort of things. Wednesday, when we had the 10 to 20 centimetres, I ended up skiing all the way down to Henry Sport, just about on the edge of the piste. I wouldn't class it as off-piste, but it's just on the edge of the piste. I've got a new pair of skis and I wasn't particularly concerned about them. Over on in the village on Friday night, there was a bit of an interesting twist really. It was the 80th anniversary of ESF ski school being in Megève. So there was a whole show put on. There was quite a large audience down there, which was quite nice. It gave a good atmosphere down there. There was some all sorts of different sketches and acts and things. There's some overacting, which was interesting, and then There's a bit of break dancing as well. And then to finish with, they had some guys who were dancing 90 degrees on the wall of the pharmacy. I didn't get it all, but you know, it was quite an interesting concept. Over on the right, here to my right, you can see where the ESF guys, they do some of the slalom training and things. So you can see there, as I say, it's 10:15. The feasts are still, you know, you can still see the corduroy on them, which is nice. You see the Jardin lift just at the top there as well. Right, I'm off to sort out my lighter jacket, polish up my other pair of sunnies, and get them ready for next week. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you later. That was good timing. I'm just about at the top. All the best.